Okay, so good day everyone once again and welcome to first advanced production and operation management. uh, we are going to discuss about material handling. No? Material handling refers to the process of moving, protecting, storing, and controlling materials in products throughout their manufacturing, sa warehousing, distribution, consumption, and even sa disposal. So it encompasses a wide range of activities from the movement of raw materials on a production floor to the storage of finished goods in a warehouse. So effective material handling measures and ensures that materials are transported in the most efficient, safe, and timely manner, optimizing the workflow in a manufacturing or distribution environment. In the industries, no, material handling is an essential part, no, of production and supply chain operations because it impacts the overall cost and efficiency of production processes. So if materials are handled poorly, it can lead to delays, no? Possible na increase ng cost at possible din sa accident. So as businesses scale, effective material handling system can lead to significant improvements, no, in productivity, work safety, and operational efficiency. So the scope of material handling covers both manual methods, where workers physically move materials, and mechanical methods, which are specialized equipment like fork clips, no, cranes, no, conveyors, and automated systems. So the choice of method largely depends on the weight, syempre yung volume niya, at saka yung nature ng isang materials being handled, no, as well as the specific needs of the business. The primary objective actually of material handling is to ensure the safe, no, sabi nga natin, efficient and timely movement of materials and products within a facility. So as its core, it aims to optimize workflow, reduce production costs, and minimize the risk of accidents or damage. So, in improving material flow, no, businesses can streamline operations, reduce lead times, and ultimately enhance customer satisfaction. And one of the key objectives is to minimize the number of times materials need to be handled. Kasi nga, lalo depende sa products, no? So every time a material is moved, there is a cost associated with labor, equipment use, and potential for damage. So in minimizing the movement of materials, companies can reduce operational costs, no, while also improving safety. So efficient material handling also seek to optimize space utilization, ensuring that storage areas and production floors are organized to allow smooth material flow. Another critical objective is to improve worker safety. So if environments where heavy or hazardous materials are handled, proper equipment and process reduce the risk of accident. No? So proper training in material handling of techniques combined, no, with the use of right equipment helps create a safer working environment, which can also lead to better productivity and reduce worker fatigue. Okay, and to give us more details about the topic, let us all welcome our presenter. Go ahead.
So good morning, everyone. Good morning, Doc Abanta. Good morning, classmates. So after we've learned about plant layout from the previews reporter, now we will go down in the material handling. So this report, no, holds onto the different objectives and principles handling materials, as well as the relationship between, and of course, the effectiveness of the proper utilization of material handling. So with that, we must define the meaning of material handling. So from the word itself, it's handling the material. So with that, we have to go down deep on it. So according to Haynes, so he also defined that material handling embraces the basic operation in connection with the movement of bulk, packaged, and individual products in a semi-solid or solid state. So he said that it can be semi-solid or solid state by means of gravity manually or power actuated equipment and within the limits of individual producing, fabricating, processing, or service establishment. So it is an art and science involving the movement, handling, and storage of materials during the different stages of manufacturing. So it can be the handling, the storing, and also the movement within the manufacturing process. It can also be defined as the efficient short distance movement of goods that usually takes place within the confines of a building, such as a plant or warehouse or production area between building and transport agency. So he said that the material handling it can be a short distance movement na nagtitake place dun sa ating area, production area. It could be a building to another building. It can be a building or into a transport area. So here, through specific or scientific material handling, considerate reduction the cost as well. So they said the material handling, if you could do this properly in your production or in your business, mas mababawasan yung cost natin effectively kung properly siyang manage as well. So, as well yung time na ilalaan natin in the production, mas malalesen siya kung properly may-utilize yung tamang proper or tama o yung proper material handling. So here is an example of a diagram that shows the material handling or production material handling ito. So from the supplier, it can be the movement of the raw material. And from raw material, i-move siya sa manufacturing. So it can be a warehouse or the area of production or anything or a building. And after that, from the quality assurance, minumove din siya to packaging. So from packaging, it can be stored. Of course, hindi din naman every in every manufacturing or in the production binebenta agad or move agad into the retailers or the different suppliers ng product, but also ini-store. From storage, it could be on the shipment na already. So that is an example of a diagram of movement ng ating materials. So with that, we also have objectives. So what are the objectives? Why do we do this material handling? Bakit ba natin siya ginagawa? So with that, first one, there are lots of objectives pero ito yung mga important na ninonote ng ating mga production o ng ating management in doing this activity. So first one would be cost reduction. So it helps minimizes waste, reduces labor expenses, lowers the chances of product damage during the transportation, and contributes to overall cost. So of course, mas mababawasan yung ating cost. So imposibleng wala tayong material handling cost. Of course, meron at meron talaga yun. Pero mas marireduce natin siya if properly na-mitigate natin yung ganitong klaseng handling. So mabawasan natin yung expenses natin, yung damage sa pag-transport. And the next one would be improved flow of material. So here, sorry po. In improved flow of material, smooth flow of material is when materials enters the company in raw material form. So of course, in production, hindi naman lahat ng material natin are solid. Meron tayong mga semi-solid materials na kailangan natin i-store. And meron siyang dapat process na sinusunod. It can be a raw product or material form na kailangan pang i-produce. So the flow would be easily distributed and the production would rather be smooth and mas malalesen yung production process natin kung mas tuloy-tuloy yung pag-transport natin ng ating materials. And the next one would be enhanced safety. Yan. So here, material handling plays a crucial role in ensuring safety of workers as well as the product. So hindi lang yung mga product natin but also ang ating mga human resource natin. So yung mga tao natin. So with that, in the production, yung proper equipment, storage, and handling techniques can help to prevent accidents, damage to products, and reduce the risk of workplace injury. So in this enhanced safety, hindi lang yung ating mga product o yung cost yung binabawasan natin, but also yung mga accident na for sure hindi naman talaga naiiwasan sa mga production. And yung mga manufacturing natin, meron talagang mga safety protocols na sinusunod. And with the proper handling of materials, mas malalesen siya. So that is one of our objectives. And the last one would be the improved efficiency. So it is an overall objective for every manufacturing or production. So this can help to improve the overall efficiency of the supply chain by reducing the time and resources required to move materials and products from one location to another. So this can help to improve production cycles, reduce lead times, and increase customer satisfaction. So if matutuloy-tuloy yung flow ng materials, kung less yung accident, kung mas less yung cost natin, and other objective na magagawa. On overall, mas magiging efficient yung ating process wherein mas mabilis natin ma-deliver yung ating mga deadlines in giving our products or even yung mga raw materials natin hindi masisira and less yung accident. Mas masasatisfy yung mga customer and also yung process natin as a company or as a production magiging okay siya in overall. So with that, there are selection of material handling equipment. There are different kinds of material, and of course, with that different kinds, meron din siyang different way of properly handling of the equipment. So with this, the selection, may mga important din siyang effects, both sa cost and efficiency ng pag-handle. So the following factors are to be taken into account while selecting material handling equipment. So the first one would be the properties of materials. We must consider kung anong klaseng materials ba yung i-handle natin. So for example, may wood tayong materials. Dapat ba yung humid ba yung place natin? For example, fabrics naman yung mga materials na yun. Kailangan ba nasa mataas siyang place or nasa mababang place? Dapat ba isa siyang mahabang place or yung storage nito maliit lang ba? And sort of. So whether it is a solid, liquid, or gas, in what size, shape, weight, or it is to be moved, it is an important consideration and can be already lead to preliminary elimination from the range of availability equipment under review. So with this, similarly, if a material is fragile or corrosive or toxic, yun yung mga babasagin natin materials, yung mga chemicals or toxic natin materials na ginagamit talaga in production, this will imply that certain handling methods and containers will be preferable to others. So may specific siyang ginagamit sa pag-handle. Of course, hindi lang sa pag-handle sa mismong mga equipment, yung mga PPE din ng mga tao, and of course, yung mga iba gumagamit din ng mga mask, gloves in handling this kind of material. So that is one of the consideration. So the properties of materials. The next one would be the layout and characteristic of the building. So it is connected to the last report of Mr. Jorel na yung layout is malaking factor to consider in production. So connected siya sa material handling. So here, layout itself will indicate the type of production operation. So either it is continuous, intermittent, fixed position, or group. So it matters. So and can indicate some items of equipment that will be more suitable than others. Floor capacity also helps in selecting the best material handling equipment. So another distinction, in restricting the factors of availability of space for handling. Kailangan kasi depende sa kung ano yung hinahandle natin, yung layout na magiging ilalagay natin sa ating mga buildings or sa ating production area. So yung mga low-level ceiling may preclude the use of hoist or cranes, yung mga matataas naman na ceiling, ginagamitan siya ng ibang equipment, and the presence of supporting columns sa mga places can also limit the size of material handling equipment. Even yung mga floor plan na ginagawa ng mga engineer, kino-consider yon sa kung ano yung gagawin mismo sa area. So kung kailangan bang malapad, kailangan bang pahaba, kailangan bang mataas yung ceiling, or it can be a shorted one since konti lang naman yung taong gumagawan. So yung layout and yung characteristic ng building, it is a major factor to consider in material handling process. The third one would be production flow. So if the flow is fairly constant between two fixed positions, so for example, meron tayong mga production na from this place to another lang ang kailangan, hindi siya kailangan na nagbabago or hindi malaki yung space na kailangan or fixed yung equipment such as yung mga conveyors or yung chutes can be successfully used, or in another hand, involves a continuous movement of items through the production process, this means that when one task is finished, the next task must immediately natutuloy siya. So therefore, the time taken when each task must be the same. So for example, po yung mga nagbabalot ng bread sa gardenia, if yung mga naka-experience po na mag-visit sa gardenia yung field trip noon. So I have been like twice or thrice po atang naka-visit sa gardenia manufacturing ng bread noon. So talagang yung mga conveyors nila is from another, since hindi na sila gumagamit ng tao masyado, onti na lang talaga yung nag-move na lang ng mga machine, talagang one place makakat yung bread, i-pull yung bread, and then marerepack siya. As in talagang yung flow ng product is dire-diretso siya. So, isa yun sa kinoconsider natin in material handling. Also, the cost consideration. So, this one is an important consideration because above those factors that can help to narrow the range sa pagpili ng mga equipment, yung costing also mag-take place sa final decision sa kung anong klaseng material handling yung pipiliin. So several cost elements need to be taken into consideration. Of course, mahal na yung mga equipment right now or like pinapasadya pa yung mga equipment na yon. So the initial investment in operating for the maintenance cost also is considered din. Kasi syempre hindi lang naman siya one time bibilihin. Meron tayong mga maintenance na ginagawa for that equipment. Hindi lang naman siya for 5 years lang, but of course in a long-term period of time, kailangan ma-consider siya kasi magbabago yung pagpo-produce natin ng product if kung sakali na matitigil siya sa proper handling. So yung mga several cost element na yon, kailangan siyang ma-consider. Then we have to calculate and compare the cost for each other's items. The next one would be nature of operations, engineering factors, and equipment reliability. In the nature of operation, selection of equipment also depends on nature of operation. So, somehow kasi may mga pattern siyang sinusunod na kung, for example, food ba yung operation natin na ginagawa? Either is it a raw product na or is it an item kung for example, mga plastic products or yung mga metal products natin. As well, yung mga engineering factors, of course, yung mga equipment, nang-depends din siya. Like yung mga door, kung yung door ba natin sobrang laki, kung pababa ba yung waist, or like yung daanan ng tao, masikip ba, and everything, yung dimensions, and yung equipment reliability here, of course, with the proper costing management, magiging reliable yung mga equipment and yung supplier reputation natin, hindi siya masisira. Because yung sales service naman natin, kung talagang maganda yung mga equipment na ginagamit, talagang magbabalik din naman yung cost na yun with the proper way of production. So those are the selection, the consideration for selecting material handling of equipment. So the next one would be the evaluation. In evaluation of material handling system, the cost factor includes yung investment cost, of course, yung labor cost na gagamitin natin sa mga tao, and yung mga service hours per year or yung per day. Because hindi din yung sa mga manufacturing, di ba, hindi naman siya like, kadalasan ng mga tao, like overnight yung work, so kino-consider natin yon. And yung mga loading and unloading characteristic, paano siya ita-transport, yung operating cost, and yung mga material handling equipment na gagamitin. So usually, the result in improving the ratio of this operating time, kailangan natin siyang i-consider with the proper maintaining din yung sa mismong aspect ng products natin. So here in equipment utilization ratio, since gumagamit po tayo ng mga equipment, the effectiveness of the material handling system can be measured in terms of ratio. So, paano natin masasabing na babawi ba natin yung cost sa equipment? Paano ba yun natin ma-measure if properly bang mabalik yung sales natin with the equipment since, of course, malaki talaga yung i-invest ng isang company with here. And, of course, we also have this formula, the MHL or the material handling labor ratio. It's a ratio. So it is calculated here in MHL or the materials handling labor ratio, the personnel assigned to materials handling over the total operating workforce. For example, yung mga personnel assigned sa isang area of production, 10. Tapos yung total operating workforce. For example, syempre malaki yan. Mga nasa 25. For example lang, yung mga small manufacturing natin. So, i-divide mo lang siya, 0.4. So, yung materials handling labor natin, within that day siguro, no, it's not within the day. It's within the specific shift or shifting. So, yun yung 0.4. And in order to ascertain whether this handling system delivers the work in the maximum efficiency, meron din tayong DHL or DLHL, sorry, the DLHL, wherein the materials handling time lost of labor over or divided by the total direct labor time. So, meron kasi tayong ginagamit na direct labor, factoring overhead, or yung mga raw materials na sa accounting or sa computation ng mga ratio. So, nagagamit siya in evaluation. And of course, this material handling equipments, meron siyang dalawang variable or important points. The fixed path equipments or the variable path equipments. So, may mga categories siya. So, the first one would be the fixed path equipments, which move in a fixed path. Yan. So, yung mga conveyors, monorail devices, chutes, and pulley drive equipments belong to this category. Why? Because a slight variation in this category is provided by the overhead crane, which through the restricted can move materials in any manner within the restricted area. So, yung fixed path equipment, ito yung nasa isang place lang siya, but they can move another materials into another place. Diba? Yung mga monorail natin, conveyors, mga chutes, pero nasa isang place lang siya. Pero nagagawa niyang ma-move yung another product or another item into another place. So overhead cranes have a very good range in terms of hauling tonnage and are used for handling bulky raw materials. Ayan. So while the other one, the variable path equipments, have no restrictions in the directions of movement, although their size is a factor to be given due consideration the trucks, the forklifts, mobile cranes, and industrial factors belong to this category. For example, yung fixed path equipment natin is nakastay lang siya sa isang place. Yung variable path equipments naman natin ay hindi. So they can move. The equipment can move to one place to another. So yung mga forklifts and yung mga other mobile cranes is kasama dito sa equipments. So now we have to go down into the specific equipments na ginagamit sa pag-handle ng mga materials. So first one are conveyors. These are useful for moving materials between two fixed workstation, either continuous or intermittently. They are mainly used for continuous mass production operations. So yung mga malalaking pabrika, they use conveyors into moving the items or the product into one place to another, even yung mga raw materials. So these conveyors may be various types. May mga rollers, wheels, or belts to help move the materials along. So this may be power-driven or may roll freely. For example, yung mga nakikita natin sa, di ba may mga different kind of conveyors. For example, yung may roll, wheels, or belt lang, katulad yung sa mga airport, di ba yung sa baggage area. Belt lang yung ginagamit nilang conveyors. Kasi yun lang yung fit and safe sa mga gamit doon or sa mga bag na ginagamit. So yun yung quite example ng different kind of conveyors. The next one would be industrial trucks. So this one is very, very important in moving the products. So these industrial trucks are more flexible in use than conveyors. Why? Kasi they can move into one place to another. Because yung conveyors, nasa isang place lang siya. Pero yung industrial trucks itself, they can move freely. And they are therefore most suitable for intermittent production for handling various sizes, shape of materials. Ayan. So there are many types of trucks. Petrol-driven, electric, hand-powered, and so on. So for example, yung mga products na transportation na or handling na to suppliers, meron tayong mga trucks na meron na siyang parang refrigerator or may freezer type truck na rin siya because kailangan i-maintain yung temperature. Ganun yung mga parang example nito. For example, mga trucks na for raw materials naman, or like yung mga wood materials, no? So the company have the greatest advantage if they have the wide range of this kind of trucks, because this increase the ability to handle various types and shape of materials. The third one would be cranes and hoists. Yan. So, hindi naman every company meron na to. Depends sa kung ano yung hinahandle nilang material. So, the major advantage of cranes and hoists is that they can move heavy materials through overhead space. So, ito yung mga pang malalakihang production area. So, however, they can usually serve only a limited area. And here again, there are several types of the crane hoist, and within each type, there are various holding capacities. Yung crane hoist natin, malaki siyang advantage sa mga area na may mga minimove tayong one place to another. So, with this, hindi siya ganun ginagamit sa mga small scale, but doon sa mga mas malalaking scale na production. So, the containers, ito yung makikita natin. These are the dead containers. Examples, yan, yung mga cartons, barrels, skids, pallets, which hold the materials to be transported but do not move themselves, or live containers. So, ayan, yung mga dead containers, because di naman sila nag-move itself, no? But they store the product. So, yung mga wagons, wheelbarrows, or computer self-driven containers. So, handling equipments of this kind can both contain and move the material, and is usually operated manually. So, sa mga trucks, sinasakay ito, o sa mga cargo shipment, they can be container, but also they can be moved. Pero mas malakihan and mas malaki yung nilalagay dito ng mga items. So, of course, this one, the robots, because nowadays, it is really masyado ng fast-paced ang ating technology. Ginagamit na rin yung mga robots in the handling of the materials in the production. So, they can vary in size and in function and maneuverably. While many robots are used for handling and transporting materials, others are used to perform operations such as welding or spray painting. And an advantage of robot is that they can perform in a hostile environment, such as unhealthy conditions, or carry an arduous task, such as the repetitive movement of heavy materials. So, here in robots, alam naman natin na hindi na lahat ng company is gumagamit ng tao in the mismong production. So, example na rin dito yung sa Gardenia, na yung from the step 1 to the end step, yung gumagana dun is yung mga computer driven na yung mga ginagamit nila dun na equipment. So, somehow, yung pagre-repack, yung pagkukul, yung pagkakat ng product, hindi na mismong tao yung gumagawa, hindi na manually operated, and gumagamit na sila ng technology. So with this, mas ma-maintain nila yung tamang procedure, not just yung sa mga tao na kailangan dahan-dahan pang gawin. Yung robots, yung flow ng mga products and all yung mga materials, mas mabilis na rin siya. So, they utilize this kind of equipment, this kind of technology in their production. So, the relationship between this, the material handling and the plant layout. So, malaking factor po dito yung space. Why? Because in this criteria, plant layout integrates all the movement of men. Material through a well-designed layout will material with the material handling system. So, in this relationship, yung mga equipment natin, kung properly siyang may-store sa magandang space na according na tama dun sa mismong production natin, mag-play siya ng magandang role and mas may-utilize yung mismong production. The next one would be a good layout ensures minimum travel of workman, thus enhancing the production time and eliminating the hunting time and traveling time. So, according nga dun sa report ni Sir Jorel, yung layout nito ng production is malaking factor sa pag-less ng travel time, because kung properly siyang designated, yung work plan niya is maayos, yung floor plan niya is maayos, mas malalesen yung time na gagamitin natin sa pag-produce. As well, yung good layout reduces the material backtracking, unnecessary workman movement, ensuring effectiveness in manufacturing. So, dire-diretso siyang magagawa, walang dead time or walang dead air na nangyayari sa mismong production. Yung material natin, hindi na siya mawe-waste. For example, nahawakan na ng ibang, hindi na siya pupunta pa sa ibang place. Mamumove na siya to another, and then magiging yung workflow ng production, mas magiging tuloy-tuloy siya. And of course, yung movement niya may integrates, especially yung may mga tao pa. And ayun, good plant layout helps the building efficient material handling system. So kung yung handling system, yung layout is definitely connected to each other and pareho sila ng goal na which is to lessen the time and of course to less cost and mas maging maayos yung production process, mas malilis yung mga waste, mas malilis yung cost natin, and of course yung movement and effectiveness ng manufacturing may ensure ng production. And with that, my report is done. So thank you for your attention. If may questions po,